I don't know when I wrote this. 2002 or something. Nurse. Sister. It's like Nurse Ratchet. She's sworn in you. The others, the elder siblings, are more fractious, remembering their real father and a more pleasing status quo. Evening pours Payne's grey onto the horizon, the sky laden with pollution-baited clouds. And the downpour has left that heartening nitrogenous tang, and happy children crow, birds call bathed good nights. And the squall, heavy as a petulant child's tears, as loud too, and seeming to brood as sulkily as do I. The irony is that it may seem uncharitable of me. She is toadying around, doing my mountain of dishes, to want to bludgeon my sister to the ground. The inevitable tumult of memory, of association, is like the lava flow of hot water through jelly, retracing that route thereafter, like wildebeest migration. Eureka! Memory flares at this uncanny rejuxtaposition of the events and images that she seared onto my body and into my brain as a 4-year-old child. I'd have a defence, surely, for an assault charge or a murder, notwithstanding this as premeditation, but I won't bother to kill her. The memory surface being what it is, unable to discern between actuality and conjecture at times, I'm already as sated as if I'd clobbered her. Almost. Yet better, as I don't have a wizened corpse littering the house, an impending tricky court case, nor the ignominy of having stooped to her level to commit the deed. The level? I'll use her own true spirit as a fathoming guide. See how it has settled naturally at a base benchmark. Ground level. No, underground. Ungrounded in reality, she has slipped into her own hellish denial, and with bowels of scalding shit I've been harbouring there too. Hades, and each loud stream thundering from me screams, too late and too cryptically, stop, you're hurting me, bitch, get away from me, warthog. Apt is a grim giant's name, a contagion, like a wart virus. She greedily hog snouts her way in where she is not welcome. She is pure pig, Orwell's Napoleon, and we are not all happy little trotters in this unequal litter. She is more equal to we three runts. She is more than equal to we three runts. In reviewing her actions now, as an adult, I still flatter. Perhaps she did not act out of malice. Perhaps her ill-doctoring ministrations were mere unplanned, ill-formed experiments, not careless surgery. Why then, though, her persistence in floundering with our precious equipment? What indifference to upsetting our cultures? And what crude methods she employed. A little girl plays dollies with her big sister. Now, isn't this rather rough playhousing, girls? Does that little want to play? Not this. And where did Warthog learn to nurse so coldly, Mumsy? Daddy doctor. And Warthog has no ken, but insists there must have been some training. Yet, if that were true, she would recall it, unless that part of memory were lost at the scene of a subsequent car crash or lovers bashing. Nothing to say, sister? No data to report. The vanity, though. Mother's narcissistic competition. This could be something to consider. And the thwarted teen libidos of two close siblings being quenched for the pair of them. Peter and Mary in We Three doctored Littlies. That must be why. Surely some adolescent hormoning compulsions. Why, in a world of art, learning to read, pets, cooking, flowers and more, are we playing this game? Poor little mite. There I am still on the playroom floor, and I see no way back into my body. And I'm up here hovering, perpetually ghosting around my husk. Now, unable to mend mind to mouth in happy consent. Then, aghast at nurse's novel bush pig treatment. Knee, faint then, at 4. And not faint exactly, rather, as I said, my mind floating free like a near dead, giving an incredulous yet impartial appraisal of the operation at hand. Why? It's as if Sister Warthog's own curious hypothesis, how long is a vagina, has infected me with this similarity in our ruthless viewing. And while she performs the operation, I soon lie still because silly nurse has put the instrument into the patient handle first. And Dolly's hard, long, cock-pink arm is our dipstick, dimpled crook of elbow a midway marker, and nurse is not using the dig-headed socket end, shaking a conspiratorial hand with Dolly while she plums me. No, whoops. Nurse is obscuring the patient somewhat from the viewing gallery, but as I hover, disembodied above the two of us, I can get over to the left for a better look, and behold the starfish-fingered end of Dolly, scrabbing for a finger's hold, fist fucking with a difference. No harm in it, but push on, there will be. Hang on, the whole lot could be lost, and I'm not sure that nurse did make a final calibration. Unsurprisingly, like a lot of patients, I've hardly any recall of the end of the procedure, just this niggling side effect of being unable to get back into my own skin. That's why my idea occurred. Monkey see, monkey do, to show I'd learned my lesson well. That, and because I am still rent in two. For a second, I thought clobbering her might help me get myself back together again. The weapon? Almost too deliciously appropriate to forsake the opportunity. Uncharitable, would it be, while she bustles round my very own cubby playing house, washing my tea set, tidying up after my party, and she asks scornfully once, "And what did I ever do to you anyway?" Creepily reproachful. Must I be patient and hold the head surgeon's veto? I'd answered I needed her to remember. Play the scene live. It was vigorous enough already in me. Had she spent a nanosecond in contemplation? Has she shown a skerrick of remorse? Not old Warthog. Nurse ratcheted up a bit. And I'll get to feel bad as well, about you not feeling bad. Perhaps then, this little refresher. Top up your qualifications for you, shall I? I've been patient, too patient. Now how about a dose of your own medicine, eh? Oh no, officer, it wasn't premeditated. Just a sort of an inevitable second operation. A follow-up experiment. Nurse, test this thermometer, please. Not premeditated, no, I just kind of snapped, seeing them there. Warthog and Grace. Grace, Your Honour? Grace is my giraffe-legged shop mannequin, and while I'm slaving my guts out, she stands still and doesn't get soiled, and she's been gazing disdainfully at Warthog's sleep and antics for a few years, acting as an impervious sentinel for me. Returned, she's all undone in bits. She's strewn in a corner, face passive as ever, notwithstanding torn eyelashes fluttering like frantically unsettled, loverly flies. And I passed the scene of my touched sister, affecting interest in my memorabilia, me, who's only ever but had perversely quickened comforts, who, understandably as a child, took a dislike to hard-limbed dollies, banishing them. Be aware, I am strengthening. What ease, what joy to pluck up a baton of arm, in original incongruous pink this cudgel too, all the better to besmirch than police black. To bang her anaesthetically on the head, all compassion, me, thus, floor her. I'll use the same controls for exactitude in the experiment. Now, quickly, must act while the patient is down and out like a light. I'd wait for her to wake, likely bound, and then we would use the original anaesthetic, fear, for the incursion. Put together Grace's hands and arms, they're big, hard-labouring bull-dyke big, all the better to gauge your own capacities, Warthog. And shall I use the left? Original, it is long-nailed and cupped for discomfort. But no, we must reproduce this as faithfully as we can. The right-hand girl, that's the ticket. Grace's floor, this hand is poorly fashioned, a swollen rubber glove mace. Yet the fingers obligingly splayed. Now, quick, connect it, and let us investigate whether we can see the fingers in your mouth, honey. Warthog, let's just us see. Up and at 'em, to the hill. Sorry, madam. Under finance, we may have considered an epidural. Not a very original experiment, true. Is this a fair illustration of how the lab operates? I'm afraid so. We're only capable of piecework here. Too small for the holistic approach. Oh well, it's all the damn thing, sure. We haven't the time, training, or facilities. Sorry, Your Honour? What was that? Mad? I'll say. I've been fuming about it for a quarter of a century, and I think the Warthog caught a whiff of the experiment, like a wily pet scenting the vet's determination. My inkling. I don't know if she knew what it was I was nearly compared to reenact, but at the scent, she tiptoed at least. Washing spots off the dishes, she was, frustratingly, not her disagreeable, lippy self. Pity. One word. That was the smell. Me perspiring lightly as I listened for her invitational, derogatory words. Bad luck. That's a copy of the Sistine Chapel God. As you see, he has no eyeballs. God with glaucoma.